Hello, Tribe fans. Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of. Paid attendance today is 1,412. Some of them were driven away by that little 10-run first inning the Red Sox put up. Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag.
Yo, welcome to Shaolin Sports. Yo, we'll break you down. Local heroes and legend everywhere. The crown, the great Palmer and Pete bringing each of your ears from Shaolin vibes. We gon' conquer our fears. DJ Stevie on the mix. Keep the rhythm tight. From the court to the field, we gon' shine bright. Shaolin Sports. We got the passion. From the streets to the big league, it's the real old fashioned. Tune into the hustle. Feel the drive and pride. On this podcast journey, we'll turn the tide.
Hello, Staten Island and the world. Welcome. 7? It's Peach. It's 7, Peach. The 7th episode of the Shaolin Sports Podcast. You might be looking around. This might look familiar. You might see where you are. We're in the barn. We're in the barn at Duffy's. We're in the barn at Duffy's. We're in the back. We got the Knicks on. We're live on YouTube. We had a major technical issue. Long story short, we had a camera fall down, go boom, lens broke, a lot of panic, but not from us. Well, panic from me, but not from DJ Stevie O. He's a professional in the business, right? So we have backup plans rocking. We're live on YouTube. I didn't know we were going to be live. I'm texting some people now. We're trying to get the word out there, but you know, it's more of a test run live. But we're live here on our own YouTube channel. I'm Ray Palmer from Shaolin Sports. To my far right, the legendary, the best in the industry, DJ Stevie O. And to my immediate right, a legend in the industry, the All-American, Peter Timmons. Peachy, welcome back. Episode 7. They haven't canceled us yet.
You know, Doc, it's amazing. Ready? So the plan was to come in here and set it up good. So we were all said and done. You came from like practice or whatever it was.
Practice, big game tomorrow. Yep,
we had to move the camera a quarter of an inch, and I tripped over a wire after coming back from a loss of my middle school basketball game today, right?
We'll get back to that, definitely.
Right? Quarter-inch difference. Lens breaks. But guess what? This is what we do at Shaolin Sports. We have a backup for a backup for a backup. And this is why Stevie O, DJ Stevie O, always comes through and says, listen, here's what we do. We attach this, and here we are. Now we're live.
Let's go with that first. And I like the applause. The crowd's riled up. We got some Duffy's ordered. As soon as the food comes out, we're going to go jump into a food review. Pete, tell me about it, though. A win today for the 61 varsity and a tough loss for the junior varsity. Tell me a little about it.
So the whole situation was just up and down of like who's playing home, who's playing away. And unfortunately, the JV, we took a loss today. Congratulations to Patrides, but I-61, they had a big win, and they're going to the semifinals. And yes, we are doing the finals.
We are doing the finals, so we're one win away. We'll be broadcasting a game of kids that we have a pleasure to work with, so
right.
that's really exciting. Tell me, who was the star today, varsity-wise?
Omar Jenkins. I think he had 24 points. He was on fire. Everybody played a solid game, and it was nice to see the whole team come together. And Kevin Hayden does a phenomenal job. He's been the
middle school coaching legend, Kevin Hayden.
Yes, middle school by far coaching legend, and he's the athletic director. But like me and Kevin might make an announcement later on at some point. We don't know what we're going to do because this program has taken over my life. I have 3 children, and Kevin has 4. So we're not really quite sure where it's going to go. But, we're not done with the season with the varsity sports. And kudos to all 61 players, and women included. This is what 61 does. We won city championships, won island championships, but we're always relevant, and that's the bottom line.
Well, IS-61 Sports, we're big fans here at Shaolin Sports. Obviously, IS-61 employs 66% of the staff here at Shaolin Sports. So great job by them. Congratulations, Patrides. And, yes, Shaolin Sports will be bringing you live coverage of the middle school championships from St. Peter's at the end of the week or sometime next week. The schedule's so busy, I've lost the track.
And, Doc, we're going live Thursday with for the quarterfinals for the high school basketball.
Staten Island High School League finals. Right. We're gonna get into that a little bit, but yes, on Saturday, Staten Island High School League quarterfinals. We will be there. We will bring in you coverage. I'll be working with CTV for that, but Peachy and I will be on the mic. We're gonna call all 4 of the varsity quarterfinals. We're gonna get to the Staten Island High School League in a little bit. Peach, we're gonna start with the main event.
Go, Doc.
It's Super Bowl week. It's
Huge.
Super Bowl week. We're a sports show, right? So we can't get away from that. Let's just jump right into it. We've seen both teams. I think the Eagles are using the media, right, to get to the referees. The Eagles, not so subtly, are getting into the media a little bit, trying to push that the referees somehow favor the Chiefs. There is some facts to that. How do you feel about that as far as the referees, the Chiefs? Have they gotten an advantage over the years? Is just the way that when you're successful is how things go? What's your take on that?
I think it's just complete bullcrap. The Bills had so many opportunities to make plays happen, and stop blaming it on the refs. You're in the NFL. You're a nationally football team where you can make plays that happen. And unfortunately, the Bills might agree or disagree. Oh, the spot, this and that should have been a first down. The bottom line is you didn't get it. And you can't blame everybody who's like, oh, Mahomes gets the calls. Okay, Jordan got calls. Okay, but guess what? If you execute what you're supposed to do on a silly, let's try to push the players forward, make a play. And that's it. So you didn't get there, and I feel bad for Lamar Jackson. I feel bad for the Bills. I feel bad for other teams that are sitting on the sidelines. But guess what? It is what it is. And move on, turn the page, and that's all you can do. You can't what are you going to do, get mad about it?
No, listen, there's been a lot of complaints, a lot of conspiracy theories about the Chiefs and the way things are going. To move it away, Stevie? Okay. Right there is good. Thank you. DJ Stevie O, always the expert as far as things go here. I'm just trying to add to our social media. Our decision to go live was a little late in the game, so I'm going to send it to the internet, in the words of the great Johnny Lawrence. Shout out to my guy, Luan Thomas. The last episodes ever of Cobra Kai are released, I believe, this weekend. So shout out to my guy, Luan Thomas, out there in Cali. Big part of that show. So, Peach, let's start with the main event. Let's start with our picks. Chiefs, the line's moved around a little bit. Today I saw it at 1. It's been 1.5. I see it at 2. We're going to call it 1. Okay, so the line is Chiefs -1. Peach, if you had a bet, who are you going with?
Chiefs. I think it's very simple. Until someone beats them with a pick'em game, and I get Philly's a very good team, but so is the Ravens, so was the Bills, so was everybody else that tried to beat the Chiefs. They didn't do it. So, how do you go against the Chiefs of going to this 3rd straight Super Bowl? You just can't turn your back and be like, oh, no, it's Philly's year. Well, 2 years ago, it was the same exact matchup.
Young man, so if you could carefully, can you bring that to us? We'd love to get that on camera, actually. So we are at Duffy's. We're going to pause. I'm going to come back with my pick. But when the food's hot, we got to go. So, sir, what's your name? Tyler. This is Tyler, our waiter. We appreciate it, Tyler. DJ Stevie O ordered the cheesesteak. We're going to pass it on down to DJ Stevie O. That looks fantastic, my goodness.
It really does.
And Peachy, I have dumplings here. So why don't we start, Peach? I know you have a dumpling with me. DJ Stevie O, we're going to look forward to your critique on this. But we're going to, as we always do, when the food shows up, we pause. I don't know what that's. That's a sweet and sour sauce, I'm guessing?
No, this is sweet and sour. That looks
teriyaki?
like a sesame teriyaki.
All right.
Doc?
I'm going to get right in there, Peach. Go right ahead, my friend. Whatever you want.
Sweet.
I'm going to go a little bit of everything here.
Going opposite?
Oh, I gotta have to one more of these. Oh my goodness. Stevie O's leaving. If he leaves, we're in deep trouble. Okay, this is Peach. I usually go first. I'm gonna go first.
Go.
Oh, I just hit the microphone. Stevie's gonna kill me.
It's a big napkin. Go ahead.
Peach. 9-2.
I was gonna say 9-3.
9-2. I don't know much about dumplings. Stevie O, we're gonna get you a dumpling. Stevie O's eyeballing the dumpling. Stevie, let's get Stevie O a dumpling over here. 9-2. I don't even honestly. I may have undershot it. I don't think I've ever had a better dumpling. I guess they could be a little bigger. Oh my goodness, these are so good. 9.2, Peach. 9.2 for me. Where are you going to go?
I'm sticking to 9.3. It does have a little kick at the end. I think it might have been the soy sauce or the sesame soy sauce. I think it's phenomenal, and I know I can't say anything negative about it. Like as much as I want to, because even though they're my sponsor, and I'm going to be honest across the board.
Always honest, no matter what.
I'm not that guy. I'm going to be dead honest. If it was a 7, I would say it was a 7. It's not. It's a 9.3 all across the board.
Stevie, you got a number for us?
That's a good dumpling. Last time I had a dumpling like that was in Manhattan, my favorite restaurant, other than Duffy's, of course.
What, Wohop?
No, Tao. Tao.
You know what? I was going to put, in my mind, I was going to say it was going to be a $10 wager. I bet he says Tao.
Tao. So Tao on 58th between Park and Madison, greatest place on earth.
Wohop, close second.
Yeah, no, Wohop.
Yeah, but listen,
it's
Wohop's
two different levels, though.
Yeah,
Sure,
Wohop's
sure,
a different level.
Tao is bougie. Like, you got to wear, like, a suit almost there. Like, that's...
No, you literally, unless you go with, like, you know, like a Stevie Norris or somebody out, like, back in your day when you had cash that you can just throw away.
Yeah,
like,
I was there once a month. I love that place.
No, we know.
I can't afford the dumpling there now.
No, you can't even afford the word dumpling.
I can't afford this. I hope one of you guys pays for my Corona tonight.
All right. Oh,
I'll pay for it.
I've got myself a double smash burger. Now, I wasn't going to review the Duffy's burger. The Duffy burger is a 10. Every burger from Duffy's is a 10. So right now, I'm going into the smash. DJ Stevie O is over there. Now, the word cheesesteak was used, but that is not a cheesesteak. I will correct. That is a steak sandwich, and there is a difference. Stevie O, whenever you are ready, please let the world know your steak sandwich. What are you going with?
Yeah, this is I don't know, traditional or non-traditional. I don't know how steak sandwiches or cheesesteaks, the history of it, but this is a steak on a hero with cheese, not like you would get like that broken up beef. You know, the normal cheesesteak you would have in Philly, etc. But
Yeah, this is steak. This is a steak sandwich.
This is like a ribeye. You know, it's delicious. Love it. And if you're hungry, this is gonna do the job. I'm giving it a 9. You know, I love it. Good stuff.
For those who are not listening, how do they? Because I'm getting a lot of texts. How do we go on to live for YouTube?
We are live on YouTube.
I know. Like, how do they subscribe? They look up YouTube.
You have to go to our YouTube page. Peachy, I'll send you a text with it. Okay. And then you can copy and paste the link. We taught you how to hold it down.
Okay.
DJ Stevie O is a technology genius. I'm gonna give myself a 65. Like I pass, I get by in mainstream. And Peachy is technology, not the Peachy thing. So anyway, I'm sending Peachy the link. They're gonna send some things out. This smash burger with the chips are fantastic. Smash burger, toasted bun. I got a double smash with some pickles and cheese. I pulled the lettuce tomato off. I'm not into that stuff. Smash burger 9.1. This is a 9.1 9.1 smash burger. Peachy, while you're doing that, we got one more for you because you ordered these.
I did.
He went disco fries with mozzarella cheese and a little disco side here. So Peach, one last review. Remember 9? I guess gave the smash burger a 9.1. Peachy's going with the. Oh, that looks so good.
Oh my God.
That looks so good.
I don't want to go to heaven yet, but that's heaven.
The last time I heard the term disco fries was at the diner. John Dunn serving
3 o'clock in the
3
morning.
in the morning after I was DJing. Sometimes I'd be DJing with him. Somehow he'd show up at the diner in a suit and then start serving meals afterwards. Sick man. Love that guy.
He had the work ethic.
How much
that's
money
for sure.
he made back
He
in the
still
day?
does. I love that guy. He was like one of my first DJ partners. We used to do some big things back in the day. Good guy, John Dunn. Shout
Yes,
out.
he is.
All right.
All right, Doc, let's go.
We're going to move on from the food. I'm going to put the food to his side. I'm going to stare at it until we're done because I really want to get into it again. But so shout out to Duffy's. Obviously, high marks from us. And again, that is a genuine opinion. That is not because I'm good friends with Cormac Gordon. It's not because of anything else. It's because this is absolutely delicious. I'm eyeballing DJ Stevie O's steak sandwich over there and getting that vibe. No, Steve, I'm going to cut back. I already have a smash burger. I've already had the dumplings. I'm definitely going to steal a fry from Peachy. Look at the amount. Where's the camera, Steve? He's a friend. Look at the amount of cheese on the fries. Look at the way it's spread out and covered. It is magnificent.
No, listen, I went to the doctor today. I gave blood work. I didn't realize that how much mozzarella and salami I had last night. And I was like, oh, my God, my level's going to be through the roof. My doctor called today, and I thought it was going to be like, oh, Peachy, your blood work's through the roof. They were like, no, you have an appointment Thursday. I was like, oh, God, thank God.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. So I woke up this morning, my right eye looked like Rocky Balboa. There's a picture on the Instagram. The picture on the Instagram stories is me this morning when I woke up at 7 a.m. eyeball basically shut. I could see, but it was like, cut me, Mick, cut me. I was in bad shape. It turns out I had a eyelash got in there and got infected, things like that. Don't know how that occurred. DJ Stevie O just went through it with the health thing, still battling the health, driving 2 hours to go to places, get things checked out. We are falling apart. And that's what middle-aged men do. We fall apart slowly, but we age gracefully. We battle on. Peachy had some blood work. I was at the doctor's today. Didn't get to go to work today because I had to go to the doctor because my eyeball was swollen shut. Thankfully, technology and medicine, a few drops, some antibiotics, things are good.
We're like the land of the misfits.
Yeah, we really are. We're falling apart at the seams here. But that's all right.
Let's go, Doc.
Back to the sports. We are a sports show. We're here live from Duffy's. And if I'm not live from Duffy's, you know what? We have other places that serve food. So how about the shout out to quick Loon Schwan? Next segment. My pick of the Super Bowl will be sponsored by Loon Schwan. Loon Schwan doing wings for the Super Bowl. General Chow wings. All right, they're doing General Chow wings, regular wings, a few different varieties. They're offering half trays. They got Super Bowl specials coming out the wazoo. So go check out Loon Schwan, an official sponsor of the Shaolin Sports Podcast.
And Doc, by the way, while we're here, we're in the barn.
The barn.
And like, listen, you're in a T-shirt. Stevie O's in a little light sweatshirt. I'm just repping Maryland on the head. I'm doing Onyx Cycles with the sweatshirt. But this barn is beautiful to have an established Sunday for Super Bowl. $65, open bar, drinks, everything, and it is wide open. You have 2 TVs behind us, and it is absolutely the perfect scenario where if you want to get away and not be in someone's house and be all cluttered and whatever and just have dry meats, come here. Pay the $65. Bring 30, 40 people.
$65. Just think about what $65 is these days.
It's a steal. You can't go to Key Food right now and make deviled eggs and get a little roast beef, and it will cost you $200 just to do for two, 3 people. So let's go on.
All right. So Duffy's again. We'll just jump right into that sponsor read while we're doing it. Right. Duffy's hosted us tonight. Great job by them, and they're offering some great Super Bowl specials. And again, shout out to Loon Schwan, Rob Chi, Su Chi. That this is the best in the whole industry. My pick, Super Bowl. I said it from the beginning. The Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can root against it. You can root for it. You can do a lot of different things. The Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl, and there's nothing you can do about it. It may be 31-12 in the third quarter. The Chiefs will still win the Super Bowl. They may be up by a lot and give the lead back. The Chiefs are still going to win the Super Bowl. Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes, the receiving core, DeAndre Hopkins, massive addition. Kareem Hunt, massive addition. They added players, right? So I don't love this. As a matter of fact, I can't stand Philadelphia in any sport in any way, but this is not with my heart. This is what my eyeballs have told me. The Chiefs are a machine, and Philly is they're on deck. They're waiting. Maybe this is, perhaps in the future if the Chiefs take a step back, but this is not the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is another year and a three-peat for the Chiefs on Sunday evening, Peach.
All right, so ready? Let's go into just some wagers that I think, because we both said just find 5 wagers.
5 prop bets.
5 prop bets. Ready?
I'm ready. Peachy's going to go rapid fire. Remember, keep this. These are prop bets you can make on the Super Bowl itself.
Right. So I'm going to go my first one. So I'm going to take, let's go, 15 yards rushing each quarter by, I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes 5 yards per quarter.
5 yards rushing per quarter.
5 rushing yards per quarter. I know, like you take a knee and whatever, like it's negative yards. I'm going 5 rushing yards per quarter at 10-1.
Now, is that on average, or you have to get 5 in every quarter?
5 rushing yards per quarter. So obviously, if you take a sack, it's a negative number.
Sure, he never gets sacked.
Take a knee, it's a negative number. So if you do 5 rushing yards per quarter at 10-1, I like that wager. 5.
Love it too. All right, we'll go back and forth. We'll go back and forth with ours. I have mine here. Actually, I'm lying. I'm going to start with the even money bets, and I'll build up to my longer odds. Will there be a score in the first 6 minutes and 30 seconds? It's about even money. Yes is minus 110. There will definitely be a score in the first 6 minutes and 30 seconds. These two offenses match with the defense that don't match up really all that well. It's the Super Bowl. They've been practicing for 2 weeks. 2 dynamic offenses. There's just between field goals. Again, a score. Doesn't mean it's a touchdown. It has to be a field goal, a safety. Anything counts. Will there be a score in the first 6 minutes and 30 seconds? Hammer it. There's someone's putting the ball in the end zone. Someone's kicking a field goal. Someone's doing something before that clock goes below. I can't do math. 5, 6. So the clock goes below 8 minutes and 30 seconds in that first quarter, right? 15-minute quarters. I'm doing the math in my head, which I shouldn't be doing in public. Yeah, they're going to be a score, Peach. I love that prop bets. There will be a score in the first 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, Jalen Hurts, 30 rushing yards in each half, plus 1,800. 30 rushing yards. 30 rushing yards per half, 1,800.
Wow.
30 rushing yards. Now listen, you get a sack, it takes it off, but plus 30 rushing yards in each half, plus 1,800.
Wow, blown away. I love that one. Really do. I mean, plus 1,800.
I was looking for different things, obscure things.
Right.
Jalen Hurts plus 30 yards rushing in each half, plus 1,800.
Fascinating. All right. I have another basic one. It's only minus 125. Will there be a 2-point conversion attempt? They don't have to convert it. They don't have to put it in the end zone. One team just has to attempt a 2-point conversion. And the way they play these days, they go for 2.
Oh, I have that one. Is that plus 180?
No, I have minus 125 that there will be an attempt. Maybe yours is successful.
No, I went to successful.
Okay.
2-point conversion plus 180.
So Peachy has plus 180. It'll be successful. I'm taking the more direct, make money, minus 125, just the attempt. So as soon as they line up and snap that ball, you hit, you win. Peachy has the other way where it'll be successful where you're getting the 180. So either way you want to go, I will guarantee at some point some team is going for 2.
Someone's making a 2-point conversion at some point.
The Eagles will just do it, after a touchdown. They might push it in there. You know what I mean? Both teams super aggressive. Love that bet. So Peachy actually jumped in his plus 180 for a successful 2-point conversion, minus 125 that there'll be one at all. And again, Chiefs, Eagles doesn't matter. I love that bet. Absolutely, Peach.
Okay. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go for this. It's a 3-player prop. Most passing, most receiving, most rushing. It's plus 650. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts, most passing, A.J. Brown, most receiving, and Saquon Barkley, most rushing, plus 650.
Okay, so you have to get all 3.
All 3.
So say it one more time for the people.
Okay, ready? So it's going to be Jalen Hurts, most passing.
Okay.
Then you're going to have A.J. Brown, most receiving. And then you have Saquon Barkley, most rushing.
So you're saying they're all going to have Hurts will have more passing yards than Mahomes?
Right.
Okay.
Which I think that's going to happen. I think A.J. Brown, he can have a day. And I think Saquon Barkley, he'll have another day. But I'm talking about running backs. Those 3 plus 650 for a three-time parlay.
Port Richmond legend Matt Giobbe chiming in saying, Peachy, the quarterback sack does not count as negative rushing yards for a quarterback.
Sure it does. It's rushing.
Don't know the fact. I'm just going with Matty says. Matty's a statistical expert as far as fantasy sports goes.
Ready? But if you take a knee on the ball, it counts as a rush.
We're going to have to get a ruling on that.
If you go back 3 yards, it counts as a -3 rush, but it does count as an attempt. So if you want to look at attempts rushing, it's suppose like Jalen Hurts was attempt rushing, say, 13 times. Every time he takes a knee, it counts as a rush. He took a knee on it because he had the ball as a rush.
Okay, interesting.
Right?
We're going to have to get... We'll have the stat department get on. I don't disagree with you, Peach. I don't disagree with Matty. You're both much bigger than me, so I ain't trying to figure this out. But
no, if you think about it, the quarterback has the ball, and
Sure.
if he drops back, it's still he's rushing. Whether he rushed for 12 yards or he goes -3, it's still a rushing attempt because he has the ball physically in his hand, and he's running.
So, Matty, Clara, we're going to move on from this, but saying a knee is a rush, not a sack. Look it up, but negative rushing yards. Either way, we're going to move forward from that. So my next one, I'll go back to here. The Chiefs, total rushing yards. Doesn't matter who it is, between the quarterback, the running backs, Hunt, and number 10. I'm blanking on number 10's name. Total rushing yards, 109.5. I just think the The Chiefs run the football. They're not a exclusive passing team. I also think the Chiefs are going to win the game and at some point, try and kill a little clock, run the football a little bit. Hunt looked great last week. Pacheco, injured, came back late in the year, but Pacheco's a stud. Mahomes, we all know Mahomes is going to rip off a 30-yard run at some point. So the Chiefs at just 109.5 on the over. Give me that prop bet. Chiefs 109.5. This is minus 115. Chiefs over 109.5. What do you think about that one, Peach?
All right, I do like that one.
All right, good. I'm glad you first.
So I'm going to go to Saquon Barkley. 15 yards rushing per quarter, 2-1.
15 rushing yards per quarter, and you're getting your plus 200?
It's plus 195. 15 rushing yards per quarter.
Wow.
No.
That's another nice one. Wow. Ooh, I love that.
15 rushing yards per quarter. Now listen, he might have a 30-yard run like in terms of like the second quarter. Oh, fine. But if you're not getting 15 per quarter, you're not getting those. You lost. But listen, they don't create these odds where they're sitting around a table, the analytics for everything. Obviously, they make the odds for everybody to lose, but they are enticing. I think that Saquon Barkley can't get 15 yards per quarter. And you could fact check me. Listen,
these came from, we got these from legitimate gambling sites. We're not making these numbers up ourselves. That is for sure. Peachy and I are certainly experienced in that game. The three of us, actually, probably way too experienced in that game overall. All right. My next one is more of a long shot, right? Plus 600.
Go.
Now, Saquon Barkley is arguably the best running back in football. Certainly had the best season amongst the running back this year, right? Much respect to him. But he's also a big-time dual threat. Gets his passes out of the backfield as good as anybody. The player with the most rushing yards in the game, I like Kareem Hunt at plus 600. You're getting 6-1 on Kareem Hunt. He led the Chiefs in rushing. He's going to lead the Chiefs in rushing. He gets the ball. Pacheco's more the guy at the backfield. I'm firmly confident that Hunt will be the guy for the Chiefs. And as far as trying to make a little money at 6-1, I really do love this bet. Barkley's fantastic. And listen, I could easily be wrong on this. Barkley might rip off two 95-yard runs and whatever. But if Barkley catches balls out of the backfield a little bit more and doesn't grind it, I could see Kareem Hunt going for 112 yards on the ground easily.
Right, but a catch out of the backfield is not a rush.
Right, so I'm saying just rushing yards.
So Kareem Hunt, you think, has more yards than Saquon Barkley?
I don't think that's, but I'm getting at plus 600. I think he's going to lead the Chiefs in rushing.
So you put $25 on, you win $1.25.
Something like that, yeah.
Or maybe no,
$1.50.
$1.50.
I think he's going to lead the Chiefs in rushing. And then if you get something where Saquon, listen, Steve Spagnuolo is as good as it gets as far as game playing defensively, right? So Steve Spagnuolo has a great game plan for Barkley, keeps him in the box, holds Barkley to 70 yards rushing. Barkley finds other ways to do things out of the backfield, and Kareem Hunt, rips one off. Kareem Hunt is a fantastic running back. They pull him off the scrap heap. I just like the bet at plus 600.
You know what? I was looking at sacks for the game, and I saw like Philly was 6 sacks and Chiefs were 7 sacks, but I saw sacks for the game was like 13 and a half, which I'm not ruling out might happen. Because you got to scramble, it still counts as a sack. If it's like a behind the line of scrimmage, it's still a sack pending. It's a rollout, whatever it is. It's still a sack as a sack. But 13 and a half sacks, I thought the number was a high number. I'm not sure what it was for combined.
Oh, we're going off the chart now. I like it, Peach.
Right. So I think maybe the Philly was like 6 sacks and Chiefs was 7 sacks, and Chiefs have a tremendous defense, and Philly has a defense. But listen, sometimes you get 2 or 3 sacks in a row on like second, third quarter, whatever it is, where it comes down to like, what? Wait a second, that was just 5 sacks in the last two series. I'm not ruling out 13 and a half sacks.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Stevie, let me ask you this: you know gambling more than probably me and Doc. 13 and a half sacks between both teams on Super Bowl. It sounds a lot, but it's really not that much.
It's doable.
It is doable, right?
Doable, yeah. Why not?
Listen, what is it? 1.5 per quarter for each team. That's 3, 6, 9, 12,
what's
and then
the odds?
I don't have the odds in front of me for that. But if you got to figure, if each team has 1.5 per quarter, right? That's 3, 6, 9, 12. Just 1.5, and the over-under is 13.5 per se. I think I might have saw 13.5, and it might have been a big number. It might have been like plus 900, whatever. It's not out of the equation. Everybody's like, oh my God, no one's having 13 sacks. I disagree. You have corner blitzes, you have, a scramble, and you have quarterbacks that like may not throw the ball away. They slide. That counts as a sack, especially if there's someone in the vicinity.
I'm going to jump into my last one here, and I like it a lot at plus 1050.
Ooh, go.
Plus 1050. Now, in quarter to the end of the game, sometimes it's a strategy where you just take a safety, right? Both defenses are aggressive. Spags is known to bring the house, right? Eagles defense aggressive as well. I like there will be a safety at plus 1050. Do I want to do? I think you should spend $200 on it? No, but this is the kind of thing where you throw 25, 50 bucks on it, and I have a lot of. I love this bet. I love the idea of anytime someone's around the 1 yard line, Spags brings the house, things like that. A safety at plus 1050, throw a few bucks. You throw 50 bucks on that. With my math comes out, you're going to make 500 and change, right? So, I like my last one, Peachy. There will be a safety in the game at plus 1050.
All right, so I'm going to throw this last one out there. Will the game end in overtime? Now,
Negative.
hold on. I'm not against you, but it was a big number if you actually predict the score. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm not going to bet it. I'm not going to write it in paper. But I can see a 31-28 final in overtime. Listen, this is hypothetical. 31-28, Chiefs win in overtime.
Wow. Peachy calling the score. I will not venture into that area calling the score. Peachy says 31.
If that comes out and I don't bet it, then you know what?
You kind of have to now at this point. Throw 20 bucks there or something. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the betting, you can literally bet.
31-28 overtime, Chiefs win?
I think you have 8-1 in your pools, a lot of them.
No, my numbers don't come out until Sunday morning. I don't check. Listen, people are like, I don't check my numbers. Bull crap. If I paid that much money to my pools, I want to know. Like, I'm waiting for that Monday afternoon phone call. The only Monday afternoon I'm waiting for is go down to the day after pool, random manner, when I know I didn't win anything, where I can almost go down and be like, hey, here's $100 for a day after pool. Everybody's like, oh, I'm waiting for the phone call. No, I want to know that Sunday night because I'm not going to take off Monday, but I want to know if I'm booking a vacation or paying off my credit card debt. I'll be like, hey, babe, we just won $800. Meanwhile, we won like $20,000. Babe, we just hit $800.
Easy, she's listening.
She's not listening. The kids are going to bed. Babe, you listen?
Well, so if she's listening, we're going to get a text message pretty soon. So, good transition, Peach, unintentional or intentional. One of the biggest NBA fans, one of my favorite people on earth, one of the most generous guys is our friend John Venturella. And we want to give a shout out to Randall Manor Tavern, an official sponsor of Shaolin Sports. Moving to Forest Avenue soon. Don't know when exactly, but big fan of RMT. We love you, John. Is there a greater person than Norse? Is there a better human to have a conversation with or play golf with? I would play golf with Steve Norse 365 days a year if I could. Great conversation, great guy. Chef Stevie over there. I just love everything about Randall Manor Tavern, the vibe, the ambiance. Some nights you can go there and it's a wild drinking barbarian fest, and other days you can go there for a nice classy event that does a little bit of everything. Huge fans of Randall Manor Tavern, and that's going to transition us to the National Basketball Association. I have not been feeling well.
By the way, I never played golf with Steve Norse, but I tell you what, I did have brunch with him many times. So does that count?
Absolutely.
Hold on. We talked about golf at Sunday brunch. So it's kind of like, yes, you discussed golf and you had Sunday brunch. So it's kind of like golf and brunch.
I had the privilege, myself and Brian Beresford played against Norse and my good buddy Jimmy Warren in the Cherry Lane. The Cherry Lane the Cherry Lane is the most amazing event. I don't know if I should be talking about it because I'm not sure.
No, because that's going to be another episode.
Sure.
Let's not go there yet.
But the Cherry Lane is just an amazing event. And the time I had playing with my good friend Brian Beresford, class act and Jimmy, and Norse was just a one-man show. Great times. We had a really competitive match. But anyway, we'll get back to this. John Venturella is a big fan of the NBA, and so am I. Peachy, we saw a trade this week that literally just sent shock waves through the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers have acquired Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, and Marquise Morris. Okay, the Dallas Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. There were other pieces that went somewhere else, but we're not going to bother. We're going to focus on the main. And I haven't actually talked to you about this. This will be the first time I'm hearing your opinion. I have some very strong ones on this. But, Peach, what do you think? Short-term, long-term, whatever you want to go with. Lakers, Mavs, essentially Doncic for Davis. What do you think?
All right, so here's my opinion about this. I feel like Dallas got nothing out of it, but we're not on the inside of what really happened. You have a 26-year-old who
25.
is 25, okay.
Right, 25.
Five-time, right? You know, five-time NBA All-Star, the elite of all elite. And then you have Davis, who is always hurt, 31 years old, and Dallas took nothing for it. I don't get they're both hurt. And meanwhile, everybody's like, oh, Luka's hurt. No, it's the first time he's been hurt in his career. I don't understand. Now, here's my only thing, and I was talking to Kevin Heinen about this today. Does LeBron James try to instill in Luka of how it is to play until you're 40 and try to create an atmosphere for him to take over the Lakers? And everybody's like, well, listen, LeBron wants to go to Golden State and try to go one more time, one more championship. I think it's all BS. I don't like.
What do you mean from that? You don't think LeBron wants to go for a championship, or you think the process of doing it's BS?
Right. I think the process is BS. I think if it was a stepping stone for LeBron to teach Luka how to play until you're 40 at 25, 26 years old, I don't get the trade, because Dallas really got nothing out of it. They got a hurt player at 31 who is really not healthy all the time. And I feel like it's beating a dead horse in that angle. But there's something going on for Mark Cuban to say, we're going to get rid of the best player who we just took the championship, five-time all, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say he's probably the player of the NBA. How many times did he win it? 2?
LeBron? MVP was?
No, Luka.
MVPs? I don't know if he has any MVPs actually just yet. But Luka took a team. I don't have the information top of my head. He doesn't have 2, that's for sure. He could have 1. I don't think he has any though at this point.
All right, they went to the championship.
He went to the finals. He averages damn near a triple-double. So I'm going to give my take. Luka Doncic is a top 3 player in the NBA.
Absolutely.
From an offensive standpoint, I mean, his numbers are mind-blowing. 33 points a game last year. Does it all on offense. Defensively, he doesn't play defense. He's a liability in many ways. But you also can look at the rebound. He rebounds so well, it kind of makes up for it a little bit. But undoubtedly, Luka Doncic is an all-world player.
Top 5 in the NBA.
Yeah, easily. If you don't have him in your top 5, I think you're finding a reason not to, right? Anthony Davis is a top 15 player easily when healthy, and I don't disagree with you as far as injuries.
Hold on, when healthy.
When healthy, been relatively healthy the last couple of years.
But he's hurt now again.
Hurt now, but hasn't. Doncic has missed way more time this year than Davis has.
He's also 31 years old.
Sure. So this is my point here, and I totally agree with you. The Dallas Mavericks made a move where they did not want to. Now, no one knows for sure, but the $365 million extension to give Doncic, it would be an extension for $365 over 5. Dallas wary of giving that to a player who's already seems to be breaking down, or they were afraid they'd offer it, he'd accept, and they'd be making this massive commitment. Now, I don't think that's the right choice. I don't agree with that logic, but that is the logic they went with. Now, you have 2 ways you can go. 1, you can shop Doncic around the league and try and get as many first-round picks as possible. Or 2, you can play to win now. And there's no denying in the short term you're not doing anything better than Anthony Davis in the trade market. I mean, unless there was Giannis was available or something like that. I don't think you're getting a player of Davis's caliber beyond that. There's not many players in the league better than Anthony Davis. Center was a strength. Now you make it where it's a strength, and Davis can play some power forward. Max Christie also, by the way, not just a thrower. Max Christie can hoop. He was starting for the Lakers for the last 20 games or so, and they got a first-round pick out of it. So, in my opinion, Anthony Davis is better than 5 or 6 first-round picks, especially considering these trades, a lot of them are unprotected and protected with protections on that. Long-term, the Lakers committed suicide. The Mavericks committed suicide. 5 years from now, when Davis is either retired or moved on, and Doncic is just turning 30, the Mavericks are going to look foolish. But do I think the Dallas Mavericks are NBA championship level contenders right now? I absolutely do, especially considering if they can make another move or so. But I just love the balance. I love, you put Kyrie Irving with Davis. You have 2 superstars that can do a lot of different things with the basketball. I love their center situation. They got a lot of bigs. Davis can play more 4. I think, and the Mavericks have been good this year without Doncic really playing. You just add Anthony Davis to that. I think in the short term, I don't think it's a great trade by any stretch. But I think if Dallas decided to go all in for the next couple of years as opposed to rebuild, and also put a lot of pressure on Kyrie Irving, who's been You know, he wasn't my favorite. I've been outspoken about Kyrie. The last couple of years in Dallas, all he's done is shown up and played some tremendous basketball. So I'm really looking forward to watching it. But I do think short term, next 3 to 4 years, Dallas has a team to be reckoned with, and they're a factor in the championship conversation this season.
Yeah, no, I think Luka is going to be the face of the Lakers after LeBron. And I still think that LeBron is not just completely sold. Listen, you can only have so many balls go around on that Laker offense. They average 40 to 45 shots per game between LeBron and Luka, right?
Oh, easily, yeah. I think so, sure.
So that's Stevie. Agree with that? That's 90. That's 90 possessions. 90 possessions between the two of them.
Both are ball dominant players. Both are also very unselfish. So a lot of pressure on J.J. Redick, and there's no one more confident than Redick in his own abilities as a coach, right? Despite being very, very new to the occupation. Fascinating to see what they're going to do. They have some pieces.
What is the Lakers' record right now? Let me look this up.
The Lakers, they're in 4th place, so I don't know top of my head, but I'd say 7 or 8 games over 500 top of my head.
They're playing good. They just whooped the Knicks the other day.
On national TV,
Yeah,
DJ Stevie-O wasn't a big fan of that one.
Let's not go whooping the Knicks. And I couldn't stand it, like with Bronny James. Hold on. Can we just mention real quick? He should not be in the NBA. That's the bottom line. Anybody want to agree? Like you want to call me out? He's not an NBA player. He was not a D League player. He was low stats there. He was averaging 2 points a game at USC. He was drafted because LeBron holds all the power at the Lakers. He's not an NBA player yet. I'm not saying he's 3, 4, 5 years from now that he might be a good player. But he's not an NBA player. I'm sorry.
There's no debate that it's the biggest form of nepotism exists throughout sports and throughout all jobs in the world. We know that, but it's obvious nepotism. I will say, I think I agree with you, Peach. He's not an NBA player today at all.
No,
he's averaging 14 a game in the G League. He's had some 30-point games in the G League, so he's better than people are giving him credit for. But obviously, he's taken the job of someone that deserves it on the Lakers roster, and that's pretty sad. I don't think anyone can disagree with that.
He was drafted before one of his teammates that was averaging 16, 17 points a game, and he was drafted in the first round because they wanted to see LeBron and Bronny play, and it's just no, that's not how it should work. But I'm going to move on past that. Luka might be the franchise for the Lakers going forward. I'm not convinced that LeBron's going to stay there, and I think LeBron wants to try to win one more. Because listen, I'm not a fan because just of outside what he is. Of like his social media, and I really don't follow, but I do see some stupid things that he says, but he's a tremendous player. I think he wants to try to win one more, and I would not be surprised if he tries to lynch up with Curry with Golden State. I'm saying it right now.
I could totally see that. As currently constituted, I think the Lakers, just depth-wise, there's one more move coming. They're going to make a trade for a center, but look at the Lakers' rotation. LeBron James, rookie Dalton Connect, lights-out shooter. Rui Hachimura. Jared Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith are fantastic wing defenders, okay? Jackson Hayes, strong defensive interior. Austin Reeves, a rising star in the industry, right? Gabe Vincent has championship experience, and a guy like Cam Reddish has been someone who can do a little bit of everything defensively. They have a lot of depth. I just think one more move's coming. I think you might see Hachimura traded. You could even see them moving Connect to get themselves like a Clint Capella, get themselves some form of a proven NBA veteran center. And I think the Lakers are really built for the immediate. And when you have Luka Doncic, you're never rebuilding. You can surround Luka with 4 plumbers, and he's going to carry him to the playoffs.
Right, Stevie, real quick. You think LeBron's there in the next year and a half, or do you think he tries to go with Steph Curry?
Or anywhere else, Stevie. What do you think as far as LeBron James? I like throwing Stevie on the spot.
Depends on how the season finishes out. If this trade is just a blockbuster trade that works out the way they think it should, and they win the championship, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Why wouldn't he stay?
Tough to predict.
It's tough to predict. I mean,
But do you think LeBron James is really the fit with Luka in the Lakers?
Nobody knows yet. Like you guys were just talking about, they're both. I think they're both ball hungry guys. They want the ball in their hands. Not that they're selfish. They're guys that need the ball. They need the ball.
They're both very good passers, but they're both very selfish players. The only reason that they're so successful is because they create, and when they don't have the shot, where they have a 2-on-1 and all of a sudden they dish down, and that's why they get the 8, 9, 10 assists per game. I think they're both selfish. That's not a real thing.
I think selfish is the wrong word, Pete. I think they're both ball dominant. They both want the ball in their hands.
All right,
and they're
so
both used to
ball dominant.
They're
Fine.
both used to being in 1-4 sets. They're both used to. But what I can see is this: they find a defensive matchup. They find LeBron is being guarded by someone, and you got to guard LeBron. You got to guard Doncic. Luka and LeBron screen rolls with one another, forcing the switch. I just see some tremendous thing possibly happen going forward here, stuff like that. Shout out to my guy Chris Frailer. I'll shoot you a text back in a little bit, kid. But best of luck to you in the playoffs as well and your Mavericks. And I appreciate that text message I just got from you. Move on to the other trade, Peach. So Lakers, and again, I'm on record as saying I think Dallas did what they thought they could do best for the short term. Long term, I think it's a suicidal move. Next trade, Spurs. They get De'Aaron Fox, who I think is an underrated player, tremendous speed, still only 27 years old. 3-team deal. The Kings get Zach LaVine, a protected first-round pick, 1 through 14, 2 unprotected first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. So a nice haul for the Kings. The Bulls, Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, they get back a pick that they had traded away. They get back their own pick from the Spurs. So 3-team deal. Peachy, just start with Fox. I'm not sure how familiar you are with him, but what do you think about Fox and San Antonio pairing up there with Wembayama?
No, I think that's a great move. I think you always said Wembayama is going to be that guy.
He is.
Like you swore, I think
Up and down.
I'm going to say it was a couple months ago.
Face of the franchise.
You're going
of
to
the league, yep.
You were always saying he's going to be a 30, 20, 10 guy. Like, I don't know if we have a fact check, but you might have said something along those lines, right?
I still say right now, he's going to be the face of the league. He's going to average preposterous number. We're going to see Wilt-like things out of him in the future, yeah.
No, I do like that move, but the only thing I don't like is that the Knicks are doing nothing right now.
Well, we'll get to the Knicks a little bit.
No, I'm in the mood, Doc.
All right, let's get to the Knicks.
Only because the camera broke, and I was like, oh, I'm just frustrated because the Knicks, what's the score of the Knicks game right now?
They're on a bonus
Knicks
here.
are 13 for 20, 22 up.
Knicks are up by a lot. That's good. Beating up on a bad Toronto team. I need to point something out. DJ Stevie O, you'll appreciate this as a hoops guy. The Chicago Bulls have now traded in the last, year or so, DeMar DeRozan, future Hall of Famer. You can debate his greatness, but DeMar DeRozan's going to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's just his scoring. I think his numbers will get him in the Hall of Fame eventually. I might have to retract that statement. I didn't look into it.
Let's retract that. I don't know if
But
he's a
DeMar
Hall of
DeRozan
Famer.
is like top 15 all time in scoring. He's really up
I'm
there.
not disagreeing. I don't know if he's an automatic Hall of
No,
Famer.
I don't. I'll withdraw the automatic
Okay.
part, but I think he gets in eventually, right?
Okay.
Caruso, who was every team would want to have Alex Caruso, right? Tough and gritty player, and Levine. They've made that trade. In return, the only first-round pick the Bulls have gotten back is their own. They got 1 first-round pick, trading 2 superstars. Levine's not a superstar, but 2 star players, and Caruso, the ultimate role player. And all they have to show for it is Josh Giddey, who I like, 2 second-round picks, 1 first-round pick, Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, and Zach Collins. And that is the haul that you've gotten for 3 really good, proven starters in the NBA. The Chicago Bulls are just one big dumpster fire. I thought the Kings, at first when I saw the trade, it was horrible. You get Levine, he's only 29, and you get 3 first-round picks out of it, 3 second-round picks out of it. So I reversed my opinion a little bit as far as the King when I saw how badly the Bulls have managed their roster over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, the Bulls have no idea what they're doing. Like they're just not going to be relevant for any time soon. I'm just not a fan of what they're doing.
Okay, Pete. So you mentioned your Knicks. What is your frustration with the Knicks? What your? Because we're playing well.
Here's my frustration with the Knicks. We haven't even thought about where we're going to go with another man or 2 on the bench. We have no idea what's going on with Robinson, right?
Yeah, no, he's cleared for contact. We know that much.
Oh my God! So he can actually walk somebody on the street and maybe get bumped and be like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm just trying to get on the ferry or the train." But it's been nonstop of like, "Oh no, we get him back. It might be a player." We are not even in talks of like what we're gonna do. So if we want to make that run, and everybody's done with like, "Oh no, you get to the finals, you get to the playoffs, this and that." For you to win the championship. And listen, they're a very good team. They have the best starting 5 in the NBA, in my opinion.
I think it's a fact. You know, there's depth in the five. You know, I don't think anyone would argue that really. We have two stars in the All-Star game for crying out loud, and Hart is not one of them, and he is just special.
Which I'm shocked because me personally, like, there's not a better rebounder or a player right now on a. You have two All-Stars. He should have been an All-Star.
Absolutely.
What's his average rebounds per game?
He's like around 11 and 12 right now. Every game it seems like he's getting 12. He had 18 one game. He doesn't have many tonight. He's got 3 tonight. Of course, I bet over rebounds on Josh Hart.
Jesus Christmas.
He does bet that every. That's a Stevie O special right there. We know about that, Wade.
I mean, the guy's
Stevie,
all over.
switch with me.
He's all over the ball. He's all over the ball.
Hold on, switch. The salt goes right through me. The mozzarella. Come here, switch.
Okay, Peachy's gonna go. Peachy's gonna run to the potty
Yes, go
here.
ahead, Stevie. Switch
Peachy's
me.
gonna take a little bathroom break. The salt, too much salt for Peachy.
A lot of salt.
lot of salt for Peach. So Stevie O, when you gonna hop on here? We're gonna talk a little Knicks. I think the Knicks are on a good path. I think Mitchell Robinson is somebody that we're going to have back eventually, and when he is, he'll be well rested and
I
hopefully
like Mitch.
secured. What I think is the buyout market, Stevie. You know, when these trades happen, guys move places. Once the trade deadline passes, when certain teams, guys agree to buyouts, the Knicks are a major. If you're a veteran wing, if you're a veteran big, if you're a veteran, maybe even backup point guard, even though I love campaign.
Great player.
A lot of options for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are a big-time destination for a veteran that gets released that wants to finish out the season strong and rebuild his stock. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I don't like when you just break up a team, and I don't. Not that I'm saying they're going to do that, but I like what the Knicks have. The only problem they have, and I said it from game one before preseason, is the Boston Celtics. They're in the same league as the Celtics. I think the Knicks have everything they need to win. Not win a title yet, maybe. If they get through Boston, then they might have to see OKC, but they're going to be there. We're going to have an exciting postseason. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan. Mitch comes back. He gives you those 10, 15 rebounds. That's huge. You're scoring half of those. You know, that's a game changer. We sit with Boston. We could beat Boston. Eight more offensive rebounds a game, Ray? That's huge.
Incredible. And his presence defensively in the lane, stuff like that. So, all right, Peachy with the quickest PP of all time. He's right
good.
back. Stevie O, great job. That broadcast school has really paid off.
You know what's crazy? My mother the other day, she said to me, she was like, "Why does Steven not get on more?" I was like, "No, I agree.
He's running he's
I'm
doing
over here
everything else. Yeah, he's there.
No, but it's great to have Stevie because people want to know.
I got things to do over here.
No, we know it. We keep saying who's DJ Stevie? Unless you go see what he does. By the way, he does all the bars. He does Duffy's on St. Patty's Day.
I've done every bar.
He does every bar, but I'm telling you right now, he is by far the best DJ. I know people that have weddings with him, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, communions.
Wait, what?
Sweet
There's a
16.
bar mitzvah and a bat mitzvah?
Yeah.
Like they're two different things?
A
Yes.
bar is the boy, bat
Bat
is the
mitzvah.
girl.
Ah,
Sweet
did not know that.
Sweet 16s.
That's a do you know?
That is a thing.
Hold on. Then he also does bridal showers. There's so many things that people come up and be like, "Yo, he's the best DJ." Now, I'm saying it right now. I would never
He just
ever.
said, I'm not saying,
But
and
I'm
I'm saying it
saying
right
now.
now. Love it.
Stevie O is by far his music, his content. He reads the crowd.
Just going to say that, Peach.
He goes right. He'll go to 80s to like an alt rock, like Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi. All of a sudden you'll be like 6 million ways to die, choose one, and all of a sudden he'll.
Well, that's the secret to DJing. I'm not the best. I mean, like we were
No,
talking about,
no, hold
we were
on.
talking about John Dunn before. That guy's got skills. Like I
He
have
was a
more-
waiter.
John Dunn is an incredible scratch DJ. I'm a person who could do any party. Like I come from a party background where I could do, like you just said, every party you just said, I'll do it. I could play every genre of music. You got guys like,
but you read the crowd.
well, that's the most important thing. You got millionaires out there like Tiesto. They play the same song 4 hours in a row, and they
Same
make $1
set
million.
list. Yep,
Listen,
You got to be able to move
I like
it along.
Tiesto. If you like EDM, like doof, doof, doof. But I've been bartending where I'm like, this guy reads the crowd. It's like like maybe like a 40 to 55-year-old crowd, and it's like, no, stop, believe, and all of a sudden they roll out, and then a younger crowd comes in, and all of a sudden you hear, "Oh me como vas."
Yep.
Like it's like this guy knows
Well, you
exactly what he's.
When I see Pete out there dancing 4 hours, I know I did a good job.
Oh
Yeah.
no! When I'm sweating, bandana on, and I'm losing 1,300 calories, I'm all in. But then again, I dance to everything.
Like any good head coach, right? You adjust to your personnel, and I agree. DJ Stevio, the music, he gets a vibe from the crowd and kind of goes with it. The set list is not predetermined. A lot of it comes just from years of experience, and it's greatly appreciated. DJ Stevio available.
By the way, how many songs do you think you know off the top of your head? 20,000?
More. I mean, I probably have a library that I own of 500,000 songs.
You know what?
Probably
Here's
all
what we
of
have to do. Shaolin Sports with Stevio, I think you start your own Spotify through Shaolin Sports, and you can request and make a purchase through Shaolin Sports of DJ Stevio will make your own mixtape to any workout, any house music you want.
Yeah,
Why not?
He's making
I've done
tapes
that.
now.
No, I've done that. I got a Spotify.
Good.
I can send you playlists. What if you ever want it?
Good.
I'm not looking
you
for
reach
money.
out. No, bull crap. You reach out. You want to work out an hour and a half because I can't find the right music to work out to. And I'm like, you know what? Here's what I want to listen to. Reach out to Shaolin Sports, and DJ Stevio will create 1 hour, hour and a half of the best music you want to get you going on a treadmill, working out, little Pilates, little abs. Even if you want to have a nice dinner and you want romantic music, he'll rip out Frank Sinatra and Louis
Absolutely.
Armstrong, whatever
Little
you want.
Jodeci,
Chris,
whatever
Chris
you need.
Bodie.
Yes.
You ever hear of Chris Bodie, by the way?
Yes. Or
I'm going to see him at St. George.
how about like a little
I'll send you the
Sade?
link.
Little Sade.
Love Sade.
Oh, great.
I think Chris Bodie actually played trumpet on one of her songs, to be honest with you. I love that stuff.
Well, reach out to DJ Stevio for all your DJ needs. Let's transition to we've gone with the Super Bowl, we've gone with the NBA. Peach boys, Staten Island High School League playoffs. So if you didn't hear early on Saturday, the varsity quarterfinals, Peachy and I will be working in conjunction with community television.
Beautiful.
Shaolin Sports will invade CTV, and they're giving us the microphones and the headsets, and we're going to show up and broadcast not one, not two, not three, but all four Staten Island High School League quarterfinal matchups. Peachy, I'm very excited about it. You are a former Staten Island High School League champion. And tell me, how's it feel for this opportunity for us, for you, the color commentator for the quarterfinals?
You know what? And I'm going to give this. All my credit that people like, Peach, you're very good. And here's what I said. I said, I am nothing without Doc Palmer because to do play-by-play, and I will hand my headset to anybody and try to say, do what Doc Palmer does. No one ever can imagine how hard it is to A, just talk, B, not talk over somebody else. But what Doc Palmer does, it's a magician.
It's a talent. He's a talented dude.
It's beyond a talent because if somebody thinks they could do better, you know what? Go start your own corporation. Go do what we have to do, and you'll be like, wait a second, this is not for me. It's a talent. It's like a track announcer doing horse racing. You have to know exactly within seconds of where that ball goes, from offense to defense, and who's in the game, the substitutions. I put my life on that Doc Palmer will put anybody down on play-by-play, and I will say to my other partner, and this is what makes Shaolin Sports so good, that no one can touch what DJ does, what Doc does. And listen, I do my own little thing. I make gaffes here and there, but without these two to my left and right, the whole situation doesn't work. And my whole credit to where I am is what Doc does play-by-play.
Well, appreciate the kind words, but I really think Shaolin Sports, we are 33 and a third. I don't think we coexist without the other. I think without Peach, we just lose so much. We lose so much genuine thoughts. But yes, the butchering of the English language has become kind of a thing. But
we create our own.
But you're also, I'll toot your own horn. You're a former All-American football player. You played basketball at the highest possible level. If you elected to not play football at all, you would have been a scholarship basketball player. I think you bring a very legitimate background as an athlete, and it's really appreciated. So you are a former Staten High School League champion with Sandy Brock and Danny Reyes, and we are my junior year team.
Listen, Doc, you have to admit, my senior year team was, and you put our team that senior year, we beat everybody. I'm sorry.
We match up with anybody ever. There's not a team that's better than us. If you want to say some are close, there have been some dynamic teams over the years, and that'll be an interesting debate to bring up. But no, the 95, 96, it was a 94, 95. 94, 95 Curtis Warriors.
And we'll put Coach Gannon to the test because I know he does the championship with, who's the other?
He's going to do Mulroy. Mulroy's
Right,
excellent play-by-play guy. They're going to be doing the semis in the championship, Coach Gannon and Pete Mulroy. So we'll get a chance to listen to them.
Coach Gannon was our championship coach that year. But I think on paper, even our subs that year, we stepped another level of what Staten Island basketball was.
Well, if you think about it, Timmy Highland and Haas Wilkerson, neither one started, to my memory, both Division I players.
Yes.
So,
and then
just that alone.
And then you had Sandy Brock was ahead of his time,
Oh,
probably an NBA player.
Certainly, Sandy Brock is up there in the conversation as the best player I ever saw with my own two eyes, certainly in the top 5. Just an incredible athlete. Unfortunately, only 1 year, but he made that 1 year super duper special. Jake's Award winner. We went out and beat everybody. Beat Farrell, beat Peters, beat them all. Lost to Peters opening night, lost to Bayonne, right? But other than that, we just kicked the crap out of everybody.
And by the way, remember, we had Alex Crisano on
God,
our
imagine
JV
he was
team.
part of that roster. Whew.
Like we had Alex Crisano, our JV team. He became an overseas sensation.
He's a legend in the Philippines.
Right?
Shout out to Alex Crisano. And shout out again to my guy, Chris Fralick. Best of luck to you guys in the Mavs. But we don't talk JV here in the sports because I always tell the kids, like as passionately I am about the junior varsity coach, it's called junior varsity. You're working your way up to the varsity level. The varsity level, what matters. So we have the tournament starting this week. Number 1 seeded Curtis Warriors, 2 Susan Wagner Falcons, 3 the St. Peter's Eagles.
We're at 1 hour.
No, go as long as you want. You're at an hour. I know you.
We
like to
are?
keep track. Yeah,
I'm going to
fine.
fast forward.
No,
Sorry.
keep
Thank you
going.
for the time check, Stevie. We're going to rush through it a little bit
Go
then.
as long as you want.
Tottenville's the 5, Moore is the 6, Port's the 7, Farrell the 8, MSIT the 9, Staten Island Academy 10, Newdorp 11, Eagle Academy 12, Patrides 13, CSI McCown 14. I'm not a part of the committee for the varsity. I don't disagree with anything. I think that Curtis earned that one.
I agree.
Curtis beat Peters, St. Peter's opening night. You earned that one, had a great season. Curtis, Peachy, now I'm being told, now I hope this is factual, Curtis lost tonight in their league. So Curtis is not going to make the PSAL playoffs, which means Curtis's next loss is the end of their season. And
Wait a
I
second.
think
Who'd they lose to?
they lost to Lincoln tonight, and I'm being told from a few people over my phone. Now, again, I pray to God I'm not wrong. In that division, you have to be a certain level, and Curtis fell below the level to make the playoffs. I'm not exactly sure how it works in that 4A division. So if Curtis is not making, they're going to come into that Staten Island High School League tournament as hungry as anyone has ever come into anything. So,
Right, and listen, Coach Archibald, love him as a person, always had talented teams, but if he can't win this year, you have to create a legacy. He has no Staten Island championships, and I love Dwayne, but he needs to have Curtis represent in the Staten Island High School Championship this year. If it doesn't happen this year, I don't know what's going on with Alonzo. I'm hearing rumors that he might want to go with his brother, who's ranked 12th in the country for what it is. But this might...
there's it for what it is. You knew one was coming. God went the whole show without one. I feel more comfortable now.
What's that?
Thank you. For what it is.
For what it is?
For what it is.
Why, you didn't say that tonight?
You haven't said it tonight, and I'm just waiting for one. I really enjoy when the For What It Is comes out. For what it is.
It creates a conundrum. Let's go.
So, I don't make predictions here. I will say that Tottenville got screwed. Not screwed as far as their seed. They got the seed they deserved. They had a fantastic season. Tottenville's got to play Eagle in the first round. Let me tell you something. Eagle beat Tottenville recently. So that 12-5. 12-5 is a big matchup in the NCAA tournament. I will say Tottenville got a really tough matchup in the play-in round with an upstart Eagle team coached by Spitzdoe. James Timmons involved as well. That team is tough. You know, they play extremely hard. They got a big guy. Don't know the kid's name, Peach, but he's lefty, about a good 250 in the paint. Just goes up strong. Doesn't know he's old school big guy, except he's not very tall, but he's wide and big. So tough matchup there.
Hold on, Doc. And you also go to the size of the school. Eagle only has about 150 kids in the school.
And Tottenville has 17,000. So
it's a lot.
It's a lot. You never count out Mike Cortez at 4. You know, a win over St. Peter's at St. Peter's this year. Danny Lanigan in his first year has done a remarkable job over at Susan Wagner. If you know, Wagner had a case maybe for a 1 seed. I think Curtis's win over Peters probably gave them that seed. Peters at 3. We all know St. Peter's could be anybody. We've done a ton of St. Peter's games. We just saw Moore Catholic out of 6. My Newdorp Central's got to play Moore Catholic. We saw Moore take Peters to the brink the other night. A lot of matchups, a lot of parity. Can never count out a Mike Dunn. Can never count out a Charlie Donahue. I'm just going with coaches here because I love the coaches so much.
No, but coaches does make a difference.
They certainly do. Can never count out Jeremy Smalls either. That team is aggressive and trapped. So no predictions here. Just looking forward to it. Look out for us on Community TV quarterfinals coming up, and we'll do a show next week when we have the semifinals and championship coming up. Would be remiss if we didn't jump into the girls quickly.
Absolutely.
Girls President's Cup, the second year, very successful tournament. The dominance, though, you see on the boys' side, you see Curtis and Wagner earning 1 and 2 seeds. On the girls' side, the disparity between the Catholic schools and the publics is worse than it's ever been. And St. Joseph by the Sea, Peach, I don't know if you have a chance to see them. They are an absolute juggernaut. And they dominated a very strong, more Catholic, more young. I know that I happen to know the mom of two of their players.
They have two freshman twins.
Yes, Rose Bruno Dunn's kids, and they're going to be fantastic.
They have the Felsey girls. They have a bunch of other players. But you know what? Moore had a tremendous season, and my daughter goes there, and she always catches up the tune of the basketball season. And listen, but now Moore is in a different, I think, division.
Yes, they're in a different tier for the playoffs. So Moore will go try and win their own championship, and C will go try to win the biggest one in the Catholic League.
Right, which would be great because if Moore plays up to their talent in their division and C plays up to their talent, it would be nice. Just like when my daughter was on the Moore soccer team, it was not Division 3, whatever it was, in terms of.
Sure, we don't know the terminology.
Either
I'm not going to pretend to know.
They wound up winning the soccer championship, and a championship's a championship. You go away with a ring. So it would be great to see C win their conference, their division, and Moore win theirs to bring two Staten Island women's teams to, I guess, want to say relevance of how good Staten Island women's sports is.
Absolutely, and shout out to C again, the President's Cup champions. Just an amazing effort, and they are a juggernaut here on Staten Island. All right, Peach, we're going to move on to our last two segments. Our tradition is Did You Know? I will go first with my Did You Know. I watched it on TV recently. It's called cheese rolling. They stand at the top of a hill. It's in Britain. It's a British sport, all right? They roll one of those big wheels of cheese down a hill, and dozens of people, and it's a steep hill, too.
Can we bet on this?
I don't know. I don't know about that part, Stevie. I don't know. But these guys are running down the hill after this cheese, and we're talking, it is mask. It must be broken bones everywhere. Please, YouTuber, to Google it or whatever you do on the internet these days. But cheese rolling, a British sport where a wheel of cheese rolls down a steep hill and contestants try and go after it. It is incredible to watch. So did you know cheese rolling, it exists?
So let me answer this. So if you catch...
you win. You eat the cheese, and I guess maybe there's a prize.
So you have a 400 block of cheese rolling down after you, and you catch it. What do? You die, and you give the mozzarella or whatever it is to a family member?
I don't know if it's just a thrill of victory. Perhaps there's a financial reward. I am not an expert.
I'm
maybe
sure
for
it's
next
not
week.
a lot of money, but I'm sure it's prestige. Listen,
but Peach, these guys are going down a hill face first. Boom, boom,
Stevie,
broken arms, legs everywhere.
Listen, this is live, but I'm sure we're going to redo it for the podcast or
I'm
whatever
gonna
it
edit
is.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
So we'll probably do it on a podcast of like after the tape of showing somebody get their ass kicked by a cheese wheel.
No, I'll add some videos of it. Yeah.
I love cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, I just want to go on record. Ray Palmer loves cheese. I don't like spicy.
Who doesn't love cheese?
But like,
I don't trust a man that doesn't love cheese.
Simmons.
Every cheese. Like, I don't care if you told me. If the three of us, God came down and said you can only have one cheese the rest of your life, I would look at both of you and go, guys, I'll pick third. Because it wouldn't matter. I'm fine either way.
Cheese is on anything. My bougie pleasure is cheese and wine. A nice bottle of
Merlot. What's your favorite cheese?
All of them. I mean,
no. What's your favorite? Right, ready?
I don't have a favorite.
I give you a box of Triscuits. What do you put it on?
Triscuits.
I know me and Ray love Triscuits.
We love Triscuits here
What are
at
you
Shaolin
putting on
Sports.
Triscuits?
I'm putting Munster cheese on it.
See,
great call.
I'm not a Munster guy. It doesn't
I
have
love
enough
Munster.
flavor.
Munster
No,
definitely
Munster,
has a distinct sharp flavor.
No, I'm going either a sharp cheddar or a Swiss.
It's all
There's
deadly.
no wrong answers.
It's all deadly.
There's no wrong answers.
No, it's one cheese that I don't get.
Brie.
No,
Brie is weird. I've had good brie and I've had some bad brie.
The outside of the brie, it's like a little crust to it. I don't get the provolone unless it's on an Italian. If you have provolone by itself, it really does nothing for me.
I like a sharp provolone.
No, but what are you putting it on?
I could eat provolone out of the package. I just cheese.
What package?
Provolone with
From the deli, it comes out thing. You know, give me the. I go down to the deli. Give
provolone with gabagool, Tony Soprano style.
See, I don't like gabagool.
I don't even know what gabagool is.
Yeah,
so
it's capicola, but you know
okay.
the grease ball is called gabagool.
All right, Peachy.
Okay, ready?
Peachy's Did You Know?
So I'm a science teacher, and I was going. We're doing.
Me too.
We're doing. Right. So Doc, we're doing populations.
Well, I'm staying above water. Believe me.
We're doing populations. So I didn't know this because I was doing populations and the ecosystem, whatever. They just discovered in Greenland, check, got me.
That's right.
There is a shark that they discovered that is living more than 400 years.
400-year-old shark. Probably tastes delish. Cook it up right. 400-year-old shark.
Absolutely
Fantastic.
not. You can't eat that.
I don't know. I don't eat fish, but
400 years old.
It's frightening.
all right. Thank you, shout-outs. Thank you, Tom. We always do a thank you segment to wrap up the show, wrap up episode 7. I've had a lot of people in my life that have helped me professionally. I have people that have helped me as a coach, as a teacher, as a broadcaster. I've certainly worked with a few guys that have helped me tremendously. Growing up, Peachy, we both played at Curtis, and the guy in the dean's office was a guy named Jim Moralia. And Mr. Moralia was the baseball coach.
He was stocky, right?
Yeah, and he became the athletic director after you left. I think my senior, he may have became. I'm not sure when Coach Potter stopped being the AD, but he took over for Coach Potter whenever Coach Potter stopped doing it. But I would spend a lot. He had the office with Coach Gannon in the same room, and I would spend a lot of time talking to Mr. Moralia. And the other day, I had a flashback to a conversation I had with him in 1995. And I don't know I don't know where my car is. I don't know what I had for lunch, but I remember a conversation with him in 1995. So I wanted to just give a quick shout out to former Curtis Athletic Director Jim Moralia. You were a big influence on me. As an educator, as a person, as a coach, and your confidence in me early on is a big reason why I still do this to this day. So I wanted to take my opportunity to thank you segment to shout out Curtis, former Curtis athletic director and teacher and role model, and a guy who did a lot of great things. Jim Moralia, thank you for all you've done for me in my life. Peachy.
Right, so I'm going to go to family because I don't think I gave my stepfather, Paul Buckeye. He's been married to my mother for about 42, 43 years, whatever it is.
God bless.
And Paulie Buckeye, not only was he one of the top coaches at Snug Harbor and had tremendous all-star teams, but as a father, and listen, Jimmy Timmons was my father. He was my father, my
legend,
my blood, whatever. But my stepfather, Paul Buckeye, was a man that taught me how to do simple things. As a homeowner, shut off your lights, stop wasting water, the bills will come. If you don't listen to me, you're not getting it. And I'm giving a shout out because I just got so many bills of my gas bill the other day and my electric bill. And I go back and I called Paulie up. I said, Paulie, you were always right. Shut the lights off. Don't take too many long showers. So I'm going to give a life lesson where if you're not believing me and if you're not looking at the bills for what it is, and we're all homeowners, if anybody doesn't realize what their gas and electric bill is, I'm giving a shout out to my stepfather, my father, married to my mother for 42, 43 years, whatever it is. Tonight, I'm looking and saying, Paulie, you are 100% right. I wish I would have listened. And keep the electric and gas bills low as best you can. Put a sweatshirt on. Stop taking long showers. But you know what? Without Paulie B and everything that he's done in my life, I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Well, keep the advice coming, Paul, because we're lifelong learners, and trust me, Peachy and I think Stevie O would agree, we also have a lot to learn from our mentors. So keep it coming. I think there's two great people. Stevie?
Stevie?
Yeah, I want to thank you two, believe it or not.
Bottom of the barrel, yeah.
Love you guys.
Nothing left for you, huh?
You know, after the cameras breaking, all that stuff. Once we're sitting here and doing this is fun. I love doing it. Hope we could do it forever. So.
We're doing it forever.
Thank you guys for getting this going. I want to thank Cormac Gordon for letting us do this back here. I love it. This is nice back here. Perfect temperature too. A crisp 50, like it. And shout out to John Woodman. I'm sure we'll go in there, have a beer with him in a couple minutes after we clean up. And that's about it for today. The Knicks are about to blow this game, by the way. And
God, don't want to hear that.
Back over to you.
All right, so shout out to Onyx Cycles of Brick, New Jersey, sponsor of the Shaolin Sports. Shout out to Snug Harbor Little League. Peach, if you go down to Snug Harbor and you sign up, tell them Shaolin Sports sent you $50 off. $50 off you go down to Snug Harbor and mention Shaolin Sports. Imagine the things they're doing down there at Snug. Trying to get 1,000. You always say it, right? I'll say it for you. 1,000 kids playing baseball this year. Baseball, softball.
And we have all the Snug Harbor of showcasing the All-Stars and March where it comes with the high schools and everything. Shaolin Sports is doing everything right. We don't do anything half you know what. If we can't do it right, we're not doing it. We apologize, but we'll do everything we can do with family, with respect. with acknowledgement for everybody's with their opinions, and that's about it.
And then after
Ray.
Snug Harbor, you leave Snug Harbor, you go up to Jody's Club Forest, you get yourself the best place to stand, one of the best places. You know, we're at Duffy's, we talk about Randall Manor. Listen, we all work together, we're all friends. This is West Brighton, we do things that way. Family forever, Terrence Haggerty, do the best. Parties, private occasions, all that good stuff, right? Another restaurant, Peach, we're going to mention them, right? They just jumped on board. They're going to be official sponsor of the next 14 events. We're doing 14 CYO games. I'm sorry, 14... 4 Staten Island High School games and 10 CYO games coming up. That's Danny Mills and the people down there, Ruddy and Dean's. Ruddy and Dean's jumping on board. We're going to bring the podcast there live. We're going to do it from Jody's eventually. We're eventually going to go down to Onyx Cycles too. Don't forget, Rasheed, we coming down there. We're going down to Snug. We'll be live at Snug the whole off season long. All I know is this: Shaolin Sports can't be stopped. The camera broke. Things were shattered. DJ Stevie O adjusted. Peachy was here on time. My shoulder's broken. My eye was closed. Peachy was getting blood work. Stevie's beating all the doctor's odds. We're still going to be here. I'm Ray Palmer on behalf of Peter Timmons and Stevie Odessa. We're going to sign off. Episode 7 in the books. Tune in Saturday.
Play loud.
We bring you those quarterfinals Staten Island High School League. Let's go, Staten Island!
Yo, welcome to Shaolin Sports. Yo, we break you down. Local heroes from legend everywhere. The brand Ray Palmer and Pete bringing each of your ears from Shaolin vibes. We gon' cook our fears. DJ Stevie on mix. Keep the rhythm tight. From the court to the field, we gon' shine bright. Shaolin Sports. We got the passion. From the streets to the big league, it's the real no fashion. Tune into the hustle. Feel the drive and pride on this podcast journey. We'll turn the tide.